Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 26 of Estate Planning TV. I'm your host, Christopher Small, and this is the internet's most passionate show about estate planning. Welcome. So, as you could tell by the last episode, the drama continues on whether or not we're going to be able to get the audio to actually work well for this. I thought I had a solution the last time, but I didn't. I'm trying something new this time, which you can see in my microphone right here this time. And I think that this one's going to work. All right, but in my never-ending quest to make this show amazing, I will keep trying different things until they work. I want to also apologize for my voice. I have a little bit of a cold. So if you hear me coughing or whatever, we're not cutting it out. We just roll right through. That's how we do it here. And I just want to apologize in advance in case that happens, because you never know. Sometimes it happens. All right, today I wanted to talk about 3 benefits of trusts other than estate taxes. Okay, I've spent some time, I think last episode, talking about estate taxes. Today I wanted to talk about 3 different benefits of trusts other than just saving for taxes, because there are a myriad of other benefits to trust planning. And if estate taxes are not important to you, then I want to make sure that you know other reasons why you might want to have a trust other than just estate taxes. To back up even further, if you recall, a trust is simply like a box that you can put your property in. You, while you're alive, are the trustee of this property. You are the beneficiary of the property. You are everything. The trustee is like the manager of the property. The beneficiary is the person that gets to benefit from the property. When you die, a new trustee steps in to manage the property. The beneficiaries that you assign step in as the new beneficiaries, and the property just continues on in the trust. Okay? Now, benefit number 1 of trust planning, and by the way, just like with estate taxes, the benefits of trust planning that we're going to talk about today really are limited to, excuse me, I knew I was going to cough, are limited to after you pass away, right? While you're alive, this trust can be amended, it can be changed, you can take anything in or out of the trust that you want. There's no tax advantages, there's no tax disadvantages while you're alive. Once you die is when all the interesting stuff happens, okay? So, the first benefit to trust planning, other than the estate tax benefits, are protection from creditors, okay? Asset protection from creditors. This can include lawsuits, it can include bankruptcy, it can include bad debt, it can include anything, okay? And the way that this works is, when the property is in the trust, it's not technically owned by the beneficiaries. So let's say you have kids, one of your kids gets in a terrible car accident, it's their fault, and now they owe a couple $1,000,000 in damages to the person that was injured. If your kid doesn't have any money to their name, then it's likely that the insurance that they have will just take care of whatever they can. If, however, those people go and get a judgment against your kid for the outstanding balance, essentially everything that your kid earns until that balance is paid off is going to be taken. Okay? With a trust, though, the money inside of the trust is protected from that judgment. So if your kid needed a new car, for example, the trust could buy the car. If your kid needed help with rent, the trust would just write a check straight to the property manager or the owner of the apartment complex. So there is significant benefit there. The other benefit there, if you think about it, is that one bad decision by one kid or one bad decision by one of your beneficiaries won't wipe out the trust, right? The trust will remain intact, and it will remain there for future generations, if that's important to you. Benefit number 2 of trust planning, other than estate taxes, is probate avoidance. So as I discussed earlier, you put everything in this box, and the trust, everything in the box is actually owned by the trust. Okay, you change ownership to everything. So when you die, there's no need to transfer the ownership of everything that you have to something else. It's already owned by the trust. All that happens in that instance is a new manager steps up in your place and manages everything inside of the trust for the beneficiaries. This saves you a lot of time, it saves you a lot of expense, It saves you a lot of haggling, not your family, and it saves all of the costs that might be associated with probate. Okay. For many people, this is important. You still get the step up in basis. You still get the extra things, the advantages of that you would if you went through a probate. I guess if there aren't really any advantages, but you miss out on all the problems. And then last but not least, last for today, there are many more benefits. We'll talk about more of them in the future. Benefit of a trust is divorce protection. Okay, so same example, you have kids that are your beneficiaries, you pass away, you leave them this money in trust for it to be used for their health, support, maintenance, education, other needs. They get married and their spouse is a bad person. Okay, it's a bad choice. We all make bad choices from time to time. Years go by and they get divorced. If your money is in trust, none of that money in the trust will be allocated or be able to be split up in the divorce and go to the spouse. It will all stay within the family. It will all stay within the trust. The main reason for that is, again, the money that's in the trust isn't counted or considered to be an asset of the beneficiary. It's considered to be an asset of the trust. So when your kid gets divorced and they are trying to figure out what assets are whose and how to split everything up, the trust assets don't even come into the equation. Okay, they haven't been commingled, they haven't been brought into the family, so there's no split necessary. Significant savings, significantly less heartache for the family if these assets don't have to be broken up and split up and sent outside of the family. All right, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's informational that you can take and use while you are thinking about the kind of plan that you need. Once again, or as always, if you need help, please call me, 206-659-1512. Email me, chris@cmslawfirm.com. I would love to help you. I'd love to talk to you. And I would love to show you what you can do with estate planning. Because it's not just about dying and distributing your assets. You know, we like to live a rich life and leave a rich legacy, is what I say a little bit. So, thank you for your time. And can't wait to talk to you again soon.